In the summer of 2007, 10 people gave samples of their blood, saliva, skin cells, disease and lifestyle information. They also agreed to have their genomes sequenced and posted on the internet for all the world to see.
Cardiac hypertrophy, is that the condition that often kills athletes in their prime?
Yes, yes.
So I have the rare version.
You do presumably have the rare version.
How our lives will unfold in public will foreshadow how the public views learning their own genomic information.
People are saying that the future of the genome is 20 years from now. I say it's happening now.
So I'm a physician and a chief information officer at Harvard Medical School, and I felt like, well, gee, as a doctor who knows something about the genome and as a CIO who has to manage privacy and lots of information, that I would be a good interpreter of the project. What were the privacy issues and the legal issues and the medical issues? I've had this history of wanting to do self-experimentation. I mean, I have a chip in my right shoulder that has all of my medical data on it. The idea with an implanted chip, if you can carry your medical record with you, you can ensure care that's delivered in a very personalized way. I see very much the PGP to be that exact kind of project.
I guess before we get started, are there any concerns about us doing a genomic consultation on you for the sequence data that we have on you so far? And is there any concerns about anything you don't want to see or hear about?
No concerns, and I don't plan to redact anything no matter what it shows.
Fantastic. All right. So let's get started. You'll see a bunch of variants that came up. Why don't we start with maybe the most interesting one first. There's a variant in MFN2 that has been associated with hereditary motor and sensory neuropathy in one family. They were wheelchair bound for all three at the age of 1. Deterioration in eyesight occurred at age 10 for all three. So how do we put all this together? First of all, the fact that you are not affected and you're in your 40s is encouraging. It means you're clearly different from how these guys presented. The concerning part is, can we completely rule out that in your case this would present much later? We can't say with 100% certainty.
I mean, is this a disease of childhood, or is this
So for this particular variant, it's early onset.
Okay.
Well, so each one of these comes with a probability.
Based on what you've said, I don't feel like, here is clearly a mutation which has led to a disease, and I or my offspring are going to have problems with any great probability. I'm home.
Welcome.
Okay, so there's another one, and this is also one that, based on our family history, I don't worry about too much, and that is a severe combined immunodeficiency disorder. Now,
there's a mouthful.
So,
Twister.
Yeah, how many antibiotics have you ever taken in your life?
Have I taken any?
Right, you've not. How sick are you with infectious disease?
I don't think I am at
Yeah,
all.
well, right. So you've never had an earache. You've never had any infectious disease. Well, so this is a disease that your cellular and your immunoglobulins, that is all the things that fight disease, don't work. And so you might see it in a family where they're always sick, they're always missing school, they're always missing work.
Could it affect the future generations of our family?
Well, it could, right? And that's the thing that's a little bit unknown here.
purely something to keep in the back of our mind. I don't think it should change our lives in any way. The risk to us is we're being very public. I mean, tomorrow, 100% of this gets released to the public.
I'm curious whether any of you found something that was troubling, interesting, unexpected.
I am at twice the average risk for prostate cancer. And so as a doctor, sometimes I'm not always the best patient, and I will now in the future, when I go have a physical examination or have a blood test drawn, take those findings more seriously because I know something about my increased risk.
You have to be able to see that if this information is on the internet, somewhere down the line, perhaps it will be, maybe the laws will change, and it will be available to insurance companies, and people will have to pay higher rates, perhaps because they have a genetic map that shows that they're susceptible to prostate cancer.
Now, for the 10 of us, we have agreed to accept that risk. We have gone public. I suspect the most interesting results of the PGP won't come from today's or this year's counseling, but for 10 years from now. What you're going to see 10 years from now is we'll have a much greater understanding of how these mutations actually cause disease.